At the beginning of the story, we see two American soldiers named Isaac and Matthews. It's the year 2007 and the war between Iraq and America had ended. But despite this, Isaac and Matthews were sent to Iraq to keep an eye on the construction of a pipeline because they had received information that an Iraqi sniper named JUBA was killing the American workers working at that site. Now these two arrived at that location and lay down among the bushes, searching for their enemy. 20 hours passed in the blink of an eye, but so far they hadn't seen any movement, and there was no sign of JUBA. Now, due to the intense heat of the desert, Matthew's patience was wearing thin, and by now he had begun to think that there was actually no sniper here and that someone had given them false information. He tells Isaac that they should go a little further and investigate the entire area. To this, Isaac says that doing so would be foolish, because if JUBA is present here, he won't leave them alive. Here, Matthews tells Isaac, look, if JUBA were here in these 20 hours, either he would have seen us or we would have seen him. And as for these bodies, I think these people were killed by Iraqi bandits. To this, Isaac tells him that all these people died from headshots, and this is the work of a professional sniper, not bandits. Although Matthews didn't agree with Isaac, he still decides to wait for a few more hours. A few more hours passed, but so far they hadn't seen any movement. Finally, Matthews' patience broke, and he decided to go and check the construction site. He asked Isaac to provide cover and went ahead on his own. He moved forward with his gun. After walking a short distance, when Matthew reached the site, he saw a pile of bodies all around him. Some of the bodies were of American soldiers, and the rest were of American workers. Here, Matthew also found a radio, and he picked it up and started moving forward. Suddenly, Isaac's scope became blurry, due to which he couldn't see Matthew properly. He immediately informed Matthew about this and asked him to come back. To this, Matthew says, "Brother, how many times have I told you to change your scope and get a decent one, but you never listen to me?" Here, Isaac says that this scope belongs to our dear friend Dean, and that's why I always keep it with me. Actually, Dean was an old friend of both of them who was killed during the war, and this scope was Dean's last memento. After this, when Matthew examined the bodies, he was completely shocked because all of them had died from perfect headshots. Now Matthew realizes that perhaps Isaac was right, and this is the work of a professional sniper, and only one man can shoot with such accuracy, and that is JUBA. Matthew tells Isaac about this as well, to which Isaac says, "Come back from there immediately, otherwise you will also end up like those bodies." Here, Matthew ignores Isaac's words and stands in the middle of the site, trying to figure out from which direction the shots were fired. Isaac tells him not to do that, but by then, it was too late. The sniper shoots Matthew in the stomach, causing Matthew to fall to the ground. Now seeing this, Isaac runs to save his comrade and moves forward in a zigzag pattern to avoid the sniper's bullets. But he couldn't reach Matthew in time. Before he could react, the sniper shot him in the leg. Because of this, Isaac leaves Matthews behind and manages to hide behind a wall. Here, Matthews tells him to contact the base and immediately call for a backup team. Isaac looks at his wound, which was bleeding profusely. To stop the bleeding, he bandages the wound and immediately takes out his radio to contact his base. However, he couldn't do so because a bullet from the sniper had hit his radio, completely damaging the antenna. Just then, Isaac sees Matthews trying to reach his gun. Isaac tells him to stop moving because if the sniper sees him alive, he will shoot him again. However, Matthews still doesn't listen and tries to reach the gun, but during this, he faints from the pain. Now Isaac realizes how badly they are both trapped and that they can't do anything to save themselves at the moment. Isaac calms himself down and, taking advantage of the situation, tries to remove the bullet from his leg. But this was so painful that Isaac fainted from the pain. He lay unconscious for several hours and woke up when he heard some activity on the radio. Isaac thought that perhaps the U.S. Army was trying to contact him, and he was quite happy to see this. After that, he gave them complete information about the situation and asked them to send a backup team. Now, the officer who was talking to Isaac on the phone tells him that it's impossible to spot him in such a vast desert, so they want him that you should stand in your place or fire into the air so that we can know your location and send help to you. Hearing this, Isaac gets a little worried and becomes suspicious of this because everything they were doing was against protocol. Then when Isaac focused on the man's accent, he immediately realized that this man wasn't an American, but the sniper who had shot them. The sniper had intercepted Isaac's radio frequency and was now toying with him. Isaac says, "I recognize you. You're not an American. You're the sniper who shot us." The sniper replies, "You're absolutely right. I'm the one who killed all the Americans here. And if you want to stay alive, you'll keep talking to me." At first, Isaac refuses, but when the sniper threatens to shoot Matthews, Isaac agrees to talk to him. The sniper asks Isaac several questions, and Isaac is forced to answer them against his will. Periodically, Isaac tries to spot the sniper through his scope and marks his possible locations on a map he draws on the ground. Here, Isaac asks the sniper, "Why are you doing all this? The war between Iraq and America is long over. So what's the point of killing these American workers? You're killing people who are helping to develop your country, and you call yourself an Iraqi? You should understand that if this pipeline is built, it will greatly benefit the people of Iraq." Hearing this, the sniper laughs loudly and tells Isaac, "If the war between Iraq and America is over, then what are you doing on my land? And as for that pipeline, you're building it because it will benefit the U.S. government, not the people of Iraq." Then he says, "Stop this nonsense and tell me about your family. Like how many people are in your family and what they do." Isaac refuses to answer because the question was too personal. The sniper then says, "If you don't answer my question, I'll kill Matthews. And if I do that, Matthews will be the second person to die because of your mistake. Because one person has already died because of your mistake, and that's Dean." Hearing this, Isaac is completely shocked and asks the sniper how he knows about Dean. Dean's death was actually Isaac's fault because during a mission, Isaac missed his target and the bullet hit Dean. Now Isaac's courage begins to falter because the sniper deliberately reminds Isaac of things that cause him pain. During this time, Isaac becomes very thirsty and takes out his water bottle to drink, but his bottle is empty because the sniper's bullets had riddled it with holes. The sniper says, "I deliberately shot your bottle so you would suffer from thirst. I also disabled your radio so you couldn't contact anyone. And I shot you in the leg instead of the head so you couldn't escape." He tells Isaac that his death is certain by tomorrow morning because he's been shot, he's lost a lot of blood, and now he doesn't even have water to drink. Isaac tells the sniper that he's no less than a terrorist. Hearing this, the sniper laughs loudly and tells Isaac that he has a gun in his hands, he's in his country, and he tried to kill him. "I've even tried to help, and yet you're still calling me a terrorist." During this conversation, Isaac tries to spot the sniper, and then his eyes fall on a pile of garbage. He immediately understands that the sniper is hiding in that pile of garbage. Now Isaac realizes how dangerous this sniper is, because hiding in that pile of garbage for so long is no child's play. Here Isaac asks him if he's the sniper JUBA. To this, the sniper replies, "No, I'm not JUBA. I'm just an ordinary Iraqi citizen defending my country." Isaac says, "In my opinion, you received your sniper training from the U.S. Army, after which you betrayed them and started killing them." The sniper says, "The U.S. Army didn't train me as a sniper, and I only kill those who try to harm my country." Now Isaac's condition gradually worsens, and he collapses to the ground due to dehydration. The sniper says, "If you die, I'll skin you alive and cut out your tongue and stick it on your forehead." After a while, an idea comes to Isaac's mind, and he puts his helmet on a stick and tries to distract the sniper. During this, he couldn't find the sniper's location, but he did lose his helmet. He was sitting there dejected when he saw the body of a U.S. soldier lying nearby. He risked his life to reach the body, hoping to find something useful. But when he returned, he saw that his scope was broken, and now he couldn't see the sniper. Isaac hears some voices on his radio, and he sees that Matthews has regained consciousness. He shouts loudly, telling Matthews the sniper's location, and Matthews tries to spot the sniper using a small mirror. After this, Isaac tries to distract the sniper with his words. The situation becomes complicated, and during this time, Matthews slowly moves towards his gun. Here, the sniper reveals that many years ago, he was a teacher in Iraq. But during the war with America, all his students were killed, and since then, he has been burning with a desire for revenge. While they are talking, a small dust storm arises, and taking advantage of this opportunity, Matthew Pye picks up his rifle. As soon as the storm subsides, he fires several shots into the pile of rubble, hoping that one bullet will hit the sniper. But when he reloads his rifle, the sniper shoots him, and the bullet hits Matthew's hand. Here, Isaac tells Matthew to get behind the wall, But before he can reach him, the sniper gives Matthew a headshot, killing him. Now, seeing Matthew die, Isaac is completely broken and wants to see his family one last time before he dies. Here, the sniper says that if you want to stay alive, keep talking to me and tell me why you carry Dean's scope. After crying a little, Isaac confesses that Dean's death was his fault. During a mission, his aim missed, and the bullet hit Dean. But he kept lying to everyone that Dean was killed by enemy snipers. However, this lie was eating him up inside, and he had fallen in his own eyes. While Isaac was talking to the sniper, he heard some activity on the radio. He saw that people from his base were trying to contact him. Isaac tried to talk to them, but it was no use. The sniper had jammed Isaac's radio. The sniper had tapped into the frequency, allowing Isaac to hear their conversations, but he couldn't respond. Here, he impersonates the sniper, talking to the base and asking them to send a backup team. Isaac then realizes that the workers present had never actually called for help. It was the sniper who had requested assistance so that the U.S. Army would arrive, allowing him to kill them one by one. Isaac tried to stop the conversation but failed and, exhausted, fell asleep. A short while later, when Isaac regains consciousness, he hears no activity on the radio, leading him to believe that the sniper might also be asleep. Taking advantage of this opportunity, he pulls Matthew's rifle towards himself and aims at the pile of rubble. Just then, Isaac sees 2 U.S. Army helicopters, and seeing them, he knocks down the wall in front of him so they can see him. He then takes aim and fires a shot into the pile of rubble. However, he wasn't sure if the bullet had hit the sniper or not. To find out, he stands up, hoping that if the sniper was still alive, he would shoot him. But luckily, the sniper doesn't fire, leading Isaac to believe that the sniper is either dead or severely wounded. Soon, the 2 helicopters landed, and Isaac's team placed him on a stretcher and began to carry him away. Isaac tried to tell them about the sniper, but his condition was so bad that he couldn't speak properly. Soon, the 2 helicopters took off, and as they reached a certain altitude, the sniper unleashed a hail of bullets on them and shot down the helicopter pilot. This caused both helicopters to crash, and everyone inside was killed. At the end of the movie, the sniper calls U.S. headquarters and asks them to send a rescue team, identifying himself as a U.S. soldier. And with that, this amazing movie ends.